I actually grew up in Stanley Tam's church that he went to. It wasn't Stanley Tam's church, but the local church that both Wes Lytle and Stanley Tam attended. I grew up there. So I've known them since I was young. Didn't ever think that I was going to work at U.S. Plastic until later in life. Well, I started in the late 90s. I was hired in as Director of Marketing. One of my first tasks were to take the company to the internet, which we did in the early 2000s. Since then, I've overseen the marketing aspect of the company, catalogs, like I said, the internet, and various other things that how we market. Well, I think the mission, when it comes down to it, is that we're generating funds to support missionaries all over the world. We support the OMS and every Community for Christ with our profits, and it's to really spread the gospel throughout the world. Well, not only do we give all of our profits away for missions, but we also have a strong presence in what we do here every day. And one of the interesting things we do is with every order we send out a small pamphlet that tells the story of Christ. So all the orders that go out will touch people when they open the packages. Well, we do have a small Bible study here of some men that gather. We haven't actively promoted that as a company. But one of the things, with the senior leadership, we're all followers of Christ. We show that in our lives, and that's important to our people. It's important that we show Christ's love to all of our employees. Well, we are a for-profit company, so you support us by purchasing products. And we have about 35,000 plastic-related products, both industrial, consumer, and commercial products. So those that purchase from us will support missions in the end. Well, as our society changes, the idea of a Christian company or having Christian beliefs is oftentimes frowned upon. And it's our duty as Christians to support those companies, whether it's fast food or retail or a plastics distributor like ourselves. How we support those companies with our dollars are important. Well, growing up in the church that Stanley attended, I heard him speak many times. And he's always been an inspiration to young people. He's always focused on young people. As I was growing up, I always enjoyed the stories that he told. It was an honor to come here and work alongside Stanley for a couple of years. One of the best parts of every Monday is we would come to work and we would hear the stories of Stanley, his speaking engagements throughout the world. He would come back and say, 10, 15, 20 souls were saved over the weekend through his efforts. And that was great. It was a great time to spend with him. Well, with the building, it's surprising because when you tell people where you work, all you have to do is say, it's on I-75. It's the building that says Christ is the answer. And they all recognize that story. Everybody drives by here. They don't know what we do, but they know that story that's on the front of the building, so it's a good witness. Well, I've worked with both secular companies and U.S. Plastic and a Christian-based company, and it makes all the difference. When you have a mission, when you have a focus, when you know you're helping other people's, their lives and making things better for them, it just makes getting up in the morning a great experience. And one of the best parts of working at U.S. Plastic is in the springtime, we have a meeting from the ECC staff, every Community for Christ, comes in and tells us what they've done over the past year, what they've used the funds that U.S. Plastic has given them and others. We're just one part of that. But they'll explain how many people that their lives they've touched, how many decisions for Christ, how many baptisms, how many churches they've planted throughout the previous year. And that's a great experience. I think when you work for a company that desires to spread the gospel, and you know in your heart that that's the right thing to do, it's a good experience. And you know, so as people look at what they do, you know, in every job you can have an impact for Christ. Whether it's like what U.S. Plastic does, giving money away, or just touching the lives of people you work with, showing the love of God, that's the important thing.
If you know of a ministry that we need to know about, please give us a call, 888-641-8606, or take a look at our website, revelationstv.org.